is Anita Crochets. So today I'm going to be taking you through how to make this very simple granny square kimono or throw on or whatever you may call it. Yes, and it's going to be long sleeved. It's been really long since I last made a throw on, but then we are making it today. And this project I'm going to be working with Robin. It's 100% acrylic, okay, and it is 50 grams. So this is size 2, and I'm going to need 2 strands. Like, I'm going to work with 2 strands. I really do advise that you get this size of yarn, because if you get the bigger one, your throw on is going to like look very heavy on the person, okay, and that's not what we are looking for, because it's going to be really long, like at least up to like the ankles, and then also the sleeves, so that will be so much weight on someone. And then I'm going to be working with a 3.5mm hook. You'll need a tape measure and a darning needle to weave in your ends, then a pair of scissors, okay. Also, this is one of those projects that you would really love to work with, because if you have any leftover yarn lying there without anything to do with it, this is the project for you, because I am actually also going to be using so much of leftover yarn to make this project. My client asked me to have purple as her main color, the main color of the kimono, because this is a recreation of a kimono, a picture that she has sent me, which is there, and this is more like its recreation, but with purple being the main color. All right, so let's jump right in and get started. First of all, we are going to make plenty of these. Like, you just make plenty of them in different colors, as many as possible, because we need plenty of these. So let me just take you through how to make one of these. I'll put this aside, and let's say this is what I'm trying to show you how to make. So I'm going to get my yarn, and I'll make a magic circle. Then I'm going to get my hook and yarn over, insert my hook into the circle, work a single crochet, and then chain 2, work 2 double crochets into the circle. All right, chain 2, work 3 double crochets, chain 2, work 3 double crochets again, so we chain 2 again, work 3 double crochets, and finally we chain 2. So we are going to get back to this strand of yarn, these 2 strands of yarn, okay, and then pull them, just so to pull this together like this. So this is what we do, okay, and to weave this, okay, to have this crocheted underneath, we shall just hold it and place it like that, okay. So we get, after working your two chains, you are going to get into the 3rd chain stitch of the 2 that started this project, and work your slip stitch like that, okay. So because I'm working with so many colors of yarn, I am going to cut this and now attach another color. So how to attach yours, this is what you do. You pull through yarn, and then you chain 4, 1 2 3 4, okay. So once you have chained 4, you are going to skip these 3 stitches, and into the chain 2 gap, the space right there, we are going to work 3 double crochets, okay, chain 1, and again work 3 double crochets, all in the very same gap, chain 2, skip these 3 stitches, into the chain 2 space, you work, make sure you're crocheting this underneath, you work 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets again, all in the very same gap, chain 2, skip these 3 stitches, and into the chain gap you work 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, all in the very same gap. There we have it. Chain 2 and skip these 3 stitches into the chain 2 space right here. Now here we work 3 double crochets, chain 1, and then work 2 double crochets. Instead of 3 we work 2. Okay, why? Because these the 4 chains that we started with, I consider 3 of them a chain stitch. All right, so into the 3rd chain stitch from the hook we work a slip stitch, just like that. Okay, so we are going to cut this yarn off as well, and just get any other colors, attach this, and as you can see for this row we are straight into the chain gap. So here we chain 2, yarn over into this very first chain gap. Here we work 2 double crochets, so then we chain 2 and then skip these 3 stitches into the chain 1 space right here in the corner. We work 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, all in the very same gap. Then chain 2, skip these 3 stitches and work 3 double crochets into the next chain 2 gap. Chain 2, skip these 3 stitches and into the chain 1 space in the corner we work 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets. So chain 2, work 2 double crochets in 3 double crochets into the next chain gap, and then chain 2 into the chain 1 space in the corner you work 3 double crochets still, chain 1, 3 double crochets. So in the corner our chain gap should be a chain 1. Okay, then chain 2, work 3 double crochets into this next chain gap. So we skip these 3 stitches and work into the next chain gap, and then chain 2 again, skip the 3 stitches, work into this chain 1 space in the corner. So we work 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets, all in the very same gap. And then here you chain 2 and work a slip stitch into the second chain stitch of the 2 that started the row. So this is what we have. Okay, but remember we need to work a very huge size of this. It should be as big as this, at least. I already worked mine, so this is how big it is. See that? Because this is what is going to go at my back. Okay, this is what is going to go at the back of my project. Okay, so you are going to repeat this the same procedure that I have worked for these 2 rows. Just follow what I did for this row and this row for all the next rows that you're going to work. Okay, to make this. Now this has to measure up to the very same inches as your back. So while you're working this, make sure that you place it around your back, or you have measured the person's back that you're making this for, and make sure its width is just exactly the inches for the person that you're making this for. Okay, I worked 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 rows. Okay, I worked 16 rows. Whichever number of rows that you work, make sure that it is divisible, must be divisible by 4. Okay, they should be divisible by 4. So 16 is divisible by 4. Make sure it is divisible by 4. You start making these small pieces like I told you that we have to have plenty of these because we need them. You will just do exactly what I have done here. All right, so let you work that, and when I come back I'm going to show you how to start now attaching it to make the body of our throw on. All right, and now we are going to start attaching these small pieces to this big one to make the body of the back of our kimono, as in the picture I shared when I was starting the tutorial. So first of all, I'm going to get this little granny square, and I'll get my yarn. Like I said, my major color or main color is purple, and this is what I'll do. I'm going to get this little granny square, and into the corner, the chain 1 space in the corner is where I'm going to attach my color purple, and pull through my yarn, chain 3, yarn over, work 3 double crochets into that, 2 double crochets into that very same stitch, because the chain 3 acts as a stitch. And then here I'm going to chain 2 and skip these 3 stitches into the chain gap. I work 3 double crochets, then chain 3, skip these 3 and work 3 double crochets into the next chain gap, chain 3, into this chain 1 space in the corner, we work 3 double crochets. Now once you work your 3 double crochets, to attach it to this is what you are going to do. So I'm going to get to the bottom of my granny square, the large granny square, and get into the corner right here. Okay, I'll get into its corner and yarn over, yes, insert my hook into the loop and then pull through my yarn like this and then work a chain. Okay, and when I'm done with that, I'm going to get back into this chain gap and work my 3 double crochets. Then I'm going to chain 1. Remember, we have to chain 2 in between every set of 3. So I chain 1, and for my second chain I instead hook it into the second chain of this project. Please, I am working into 1 loop, okay, because I want this to like lay flat and not be sort of like, you know, so attached to it and looking in a not very good way. I want it to like be able to look flat and, you know. So I'm going to pull through my yarn and then yarn over, pull through yarn, then I have worked 1 chain. Okay, skip these 3 stitches and then work my 3 double crochets, chain 1, I skip these 3 stitches and get into the next chain gap on my huge big granny square, and then I will work a chain, then skip these 3 on this little granny square and then work 3 double crochets into the next chain gap, chain 1, get to the next chain gap of the big granny square and then work a chain stitch. Okay, and then into this gap right here of the little granny square you work 3 double crochets, and then get to this big granny square and work a chain to attach it to the very last point, and then work 3 double crochets to this side. So we have 3 double crochets. Now here we are going to chain 2 because we have finished to attach this part, so we are going all the way down and all the way this side, so we don't need to attach this. We no longer need to attach it. Okay, we have just attached these 4 points. So here what we do is we chain 2 and work 3 double crochets, and we just continue working our normal double crochets as we have been doing. So I'll just do this super fast. And now finally into this very last chain gap we work our 3 double crochets. Okay, chain one, and then work a slip stitch. So here we cut our yarn. So we have attached our first little granny square to the large granny square, all right? And this is how it looks like. Now to attach the next granny square, this is what you are going to do, because now this is also a little different. Insert it into the corner of this second granny square. Okay, so we chain 3 to start off, and then work 2 double crochets in the corner just like we started. So I just take this super fast because you already know how to start here. So once we are here, okay, this is what we are going to do. We are going to start attaching it from this point and then go like this and like this, okay? So let's get started. Into this point, we get our hook and work a chain, and then we work 3 double crochets into the very same stitch. Chain 1, get to this joint and just find your way into any of the loops, and then work 1 chain, skip the 3 double crochets, work into the next chain gap of this little granny square, and then chain 1, attach into the next chain gap of our previous granny square. There you go. Okay, so you chain 1 and then get into the next chain gap and work 3 double crochets. We chain 1 again, we get into the next chain gap. There you go, and then chain 1. Now into this chain 1 space in the corner, we work 3 double crochets, chain 1. Okay, and now we get into the very same spot where we last attached the previous little granny square, and there we pull through yarn and work 1 chain, and here we work 3 double crochets into the very same chain gap. So now we have fully attached this point, and now we want to attach this to this. Okay, so as you can see, we have attached the corner already. So here we chain 1 and get into the next chain gap right there. Okay, and then pull through yarn, work a chain into the next chain gap of the little granny square. You work 3 double crochets, chain 1 into the next chain gap of the big granny square. You work a chain 1 into it to attach the 2, and then you work 3 double crochets into the next chain gap of the little granny square, and then chain 1, do the same again. You work that chain and then work 3 double crochets into the corner, and then now finally you work right here into the next chain gap. You pull through and then work that 1 chain, and then lastly you work 3 double crochets. So we have our little granny square attached here and here. Okay, so now from here we just go on with the very same procedure that we have been following, and this will be very easy. Let me take you through it very fast. And yes, I'll cut my yarn from this point and just secure my end. Okay, you see that? So now I believe you know how to attach this to this, and you are going to go on and on and on as much as you possibly can. I'm just going to be sharing a picture of how mine looks like already. You see that? So just keep attaching all these little granny squares until you have the length of the project that you want. Okay, I have worked 8 going down. All right, so let me let you work this, and once you have this, I'll just get back. I'm just going to be sharing pictures of where to place your granny squares and how to have them look like, and then I'll just explain where I must explain. Then later I'm just going to get back and show you how to work your sleeves. Okay,